Today's the first day of rotational grazing for 2024 and I'm setting up paddocks. I use my UTV to run a straight line that I can run my post down. I hook my polywire reel to the interior woven wire and then I loop the polywire through all of my pigtail post. I really prefer the pigtail post. I have arthritis in both of my thumbs, and being able to make just the simple loop is not cumbersome for me. I hook the polywire reel to my outside perimeter fence, reel it in just a little bit to create some tension on the wire across the paddock. That looks pretty good. Then I go back and I hook the other end to the electric fence. So now that dividing wire has an electrical charge. Probably should have done that after I decided to step over it, but I made it. Before we bring the cows up, I want to make sure that the solar charger is blinking and on, and that there's fresh water in the drinking fountain. The water comes from an overhead cistern that holds 1,000 gallons and it's gravity fed, and it's worked really well for us. It's a shallow well with a solar panel that powers the well. We're going to have to bring the cows through an area where I don't want them, so I open the gates nice and wide. The section in between where I want them and where they are is planted with winter annuals, and they will get out there, but it's not going to be ready probably for another 4 weeks. I connect the two gates on the one side to the two gates on the other side using a stretch cord that has an electric charge through it. The older cows really respect it, but the young cows dart right underneath of it sometimes. So we have a gate at the end of our driveway in case one of the cows goes underneath, and then I park on the other side to block. As soon as I open that other paddock gate, Rose runs right through, and she is holding the cows back so they don't rush the area until I'm ready. I love that she can work unsupervised. I park my buggy on the one side of the cord so that the cows won't come through. Betty thinks she's going to help. Unfortunately, she just likes to bark, and she usually creates more chaos than necessary. I've hooked up my cord, and Rose is bringing the cows up. She's escorting the first one through, and then she stands to the side while all the other ones come through. Betty and Hazel are putting a little too much pressure on the cows, so unfortunately I have to scold them just a little bit. These are Randall cattle. They're considered critically rare. We raise them for beef, but they do have more of a dairy conformation. We had a calf slip under the rope, so Rose is going to go get that. It's nothing new. Hopefully, the older they get, the more they'll learn the routine. I lower that one side of the rope so that the cow will feel free to run in, and Rose has brought it back. So, little bull calf, it's no surprise. They're standing in our winter annual field right now, or running, and that's not where I want them, so we're moving them into the next paddock. This is a perennial grass that does really well for us, and the grass isn't quite as tall as I'd like, but I think I can move them twice a day and it will be fine. Rose has come back to check with me, and I'm going to go get my mineral feeder and my salt block. She's chosen not to go with me. Instead, she's going to stand vigil at the gate that I've left open. Once again, she's working unsupervised. She's such a funny dog. I've had Australian Shepherds in the past. They were more of a show line, not a working line, and man, what a difference. She's a real stock dog, and to me, she's just worth her weight in gold. Her and I can accomplish what it would take 3 people to do. She's looked over her shoulder, I don't know if you saw that, and sees that I'm coming, so she's moved the cows away from the gate. She doesn't like the cows to be within just about an invisible line of 100 feet. I put out the salt block, which is heavier than I remember. Unhooked my mineral feeder. And we will do this again this afternoon. Like I said, the height of the grass isn't quite where I want it to be. We're almost out of hay, so I've made the decision that I'm going to go ahead and put them on it, and I'm just going to move them frequently, bunch them up a little tighter, and move them multiple times a day. Rose is very excited to be on the job. If only we were all so happy to work as she is. And now we're going to go do the rest of our chores. Got to take care of the pigs, the sheep, laying hens. Got a little bit of everything to do. I don't think there's anything better than the company of a farm dog when you're out here working. It's a very solitary lifestyle. And the companionship is just really, really lovely.